Okay, give us 2 seconds.
What do you have here, Chuck?
You want to come to lunch with me yet? It's about the casino in Lake Charles.
I wish I could.
You need to go over
They're good. Yes, and pro good.
it. Okay,
All right.
2 seconds, 2 seconds. Okay.
Okay, as y'all know, we're streaming live. Today actually marks the halfway point for this legislative session. We're 6 weeks finished. We have 6 weeks left. We still have left on the agenda pension reform, major issues, and of course the budget. We'll start moving the budget or hearings on the budget in committee in a couple of weeks and try to get it out just soon after that. But thus far, the House, there's been 1,187 House bills introduced, total bills 1,930. We've actually passed and sent 336 bills to the Senate. 3 House bills have completed the legislative process compared to 2010 when 6 had passed through the process. Some hot issues coming up next week that I'm sure you'd like to be aware of is the legacy lawsuit issue, House Bill 618 by Representative Abramson. It passed the Civil Law Committee 10-2. We'll hear that one on the House floor Wednesday. The retirement bills will be scheduled for a week from Monday, and we'll do all 4 retirement bills that came out of House Committee last Thursday. The consolidation bill with LSRS and the ELSRs and the teacher's retirement system that basically just consolidates the administration part. It leaves the finances separate, or the benefits separate. The cash balance plan, the House Bill 1131, which is the recalculation the employer contributions, and then the 4th one is the Division of Administration allows them a position on the Board of Systems Financial Review. This is it's been another busy week. As I said earlier, we have 6 weeks left, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that y'all may have.
You said that part of the 4 retirement bills will be Monday week, correct?
Right, a week from Monday, I believe that's 4:30.
Chuck, when do you hope to get appropriations to move the HB1?
I just met with Chairman Fannin. Obviously, REC, there's some issues with REC with Dr. Richardson's health. We have a bill that I'll hear on the House floor Tuesday, that if Dr. Richardson is not available, then I believe it's by proxy.
Appointed designee.
Or he can appoint a designee that can sit in his place. And then right after that, we'll probably notice, and we'll probably have REC shortly thereafter. It could be right after the first. Of course, one of the things we're waiting on is corporate numbers, and they tell me the corporate numbers should be available right after the 1st of May.
So you Fannin will move the bill before that time?
No, he would move it after we have the REC hearing, so we'll know, if it's positive, we'll know what we're looking at. If it's negative, we'll know what we may need to cut.
So you know the specific numbers.
Right, exactly.
Where do you stand on the scraping or the one-time money uses? That seems to be a lot of your members are.
I'm sorry.
Where do you stand on the one-time money use and the scraping?
I think
funds?
everything is in order. According to Chairman Fannin, everything is in order with the one-time money. Everything according to the House rule is in place, and I think they're going to have the budget in good shape when they pass it out of committee.
Do you have a tentative date yet to hear on 4?
Well, no, I don't have a tentative date. It's going to be after we hear REC, and then once REC meets, and that'll trigger coming out of committee, and then the layover time to hear it on the floor. So the question is now is when does REC meet?
And has a date been penciled in there?
No, not yet. We're working. And again, we need to meet. You got to remember, this year we've everything's been moved up 2 weeks because of the early start. So we're having to deal with that, make sure we have our dates in place, and make sure the Senate has it in plenty of time where they can debate the bill and hear the bill in committee and do what they need to do. So we're trying to beat that, but because of that and because REC needs to get those corporate numbers, it's kind of tightening things up a little bit, so.
Can I ask a pension question?
Sure.
And,
Hope I can answer it.
the 3% increase that's being projected, do you think of that as a tax, or is that the?
Well, and just to be quite honest with you, quite frank with you, we've had those discussions, and I'm just not ready to release that now. I'm still going back and forth on it, and we've been dealing with budget issues, we've been dealing with education issues, and some of the pension reform issues, and we just haven't made a final determination yet.
The Senate is, our members of the Senate committees are suggesting that there's a rewrite possible of the bills that they're going forward. Are we seeing that on the House side, or are we going to go with the 3 bills that passed out last week?
Of the Senate?
Of the House. The House is the ones that you're going to be.
No. I have full intentions. I mean, we're going to hear those 4 on the House floor a week from Monday, and I think those are the ones that are going to make it through the system, so, for the process.
Will there be any of the massive rewrites that we're hearing is happening on the Senate side?
I think that, the Senate, nobody can predict what they're going to do. But I'm very, very comfortable with the way that the bills the retirement bills are written right now. The merger bill, consolidation bill, I don't remember the numbers. What was the vote? Do you remember in committee? Y'all
The
remember?
vote there, I think there was one.
Well, my point is, I think it was the cash balance one that had a no vote. The recalculation bill was out in 3 minutes. The one on the division, putting somebody from the division administration on the board, I'm sure
It
there was.
took a little longer.
It took a little longer. But the other one, the consolidation was the one that took a little time. And it was probably the closest vote, but it's, I don't, to answer your question, I don't see it being rewritten. But again, I can't predict what those guys do.
Are we going to do as we did with the education bills and stay very late at night?
Well, there will all 4 be scheduled that Monday. I don't anticipate it late. I mean, we're going to have a schedule as we always do.
Now, that day, we get a little bit of a late start because of the bicentennial.
Yeah, that's the 30th. We'll get a little, we'll probably go in, we'll have a bicentennial joint session on that day, and we'll go in right after that and hear. But I don't anticipate a long debate like on the education stuff. As I said in committee, the only one that really there was a lot of debate on cash balance. There was a lot of debate on the consolidation, but I think cash balance only had 1 no vote.
But you're not expecting a thorough rewrite of the bills?
No.
Okay.
Not from us, especially. And like I said, I can't predict what those guys
No, but they're dealing with separate bills, correct?
Yeah. Now there are 2 bills that came out of committee. Yeah.
There's 3% in the age bill. Those are,
That's what
making
they
their way
deal
to the
with.
Senate.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen when that
Yeah.
is. So we'll see.
That's all I have, Chuck. Thanks a lot.
Okay. That it?
Mark, it's all yours.
I guess the legacy lawsuits are coming up for sure on Wednesday.
We have Neil Abramson, Representative Abramson will do the legacy bill on Wednesday.
Okay. You support it?
I'm not really sure at this point in time. We'll see what it looks like after it's amended, or if there's any amendments.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right, thank
Have a
y'all.
good weekend.
All right, y'all too. Thank you. Be careful.